This is a real treat. My Epic has new music out now, a new album coming soon, and Aaron from the band is here to tell us all about it. Aaron, it's good to catch up with you again.
Hey, Hudson, good to see you again, of course.
Yes. Before we get to talking about the new album and your new song, Northstar, I noticed you definitely have Audio Feed Festival, summer festivals coming up this summer. And so my first question is, what is your festival food weakness?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I feel like if I was at a festival in general, it would probably be like if there was like boardwalk fries or something.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Because like if I was at a festival, like just like on my own, that would be something I would be looking forward to. But in general, like I'm pretty disciplined with what I eat. And I generally, when I'm at a festival, it's because we're playing. And generally, I don't eat much of anything till after we play. And like literally you could have boardwalk fries the whole way down and I just would, I already know what I would feel like if I ate them and then played. So wouldn't tempt me at all. But if I was there as a concert goer, that's probably what I'd be excited about. Some kind of loaded boardwalk fry situation.
I was actually curious about that because I know it must be different when you're a band at a festival, the food situation. Sometimes you see bands just walking around, but usually it's got to be different. So yeah, I can imagine eating boardwalk fries before a show sounds like that could be
well, yeah, when you're playing every night, like you're literally like you're engineering like months in advance for that. Like, you're practicing musically, but you're also trying to make sure your fitness and your breathing is right. And so and at this point, yeah, if I eat anything or it's just super light, like I like to be mentally and I like to be emotionally, physically, in every way hungry, like metaphorically even. I want to be hungry when I get on stage.
This is why some bands just don't make it, because they don't have that discipline to be able to eat right before a show,
Nah, those dudes aren't hungry. They're not hungry.
So I saw you guys too. You just got signed to Tooth and Nail Records, which feels like it's pretty huge. Did you guys do anything to celebrate?
It happened 4 years ago. So yes, we did. But like we signed 4 years ago as we were starting to write this record and had every intention of the record coming out in like late 21 or 22.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of stuff just happened. Like life gets in the way and all of it was good stuff. Like I had a baby, we had some health stuff. There was obviously COVID, all that happened. Right. And so, and we knew that signing, we were on Face Down forever. And that is always will be family for us, Jason and Virginia and Davey and Shannon, everybody there, still close friends to this day. But there was just a moment where our management was like, I think there might be an opportunity for you guys to do something different. And we hadn't changed anything in like a decade. And so we reached out to Tooth and Nail, which we've, had friendships with them for a long time. We've toured with their bands and been friends. And so when it came up, it was awesome. And then it's just taken forever to finish the record the right way. We knew we wanted to do everything right. Like you don't get a chance to kind of start again. And we've kind of felt like it was. So a few weeks ago, we got together for a final, like getting pictures, and we went out to like really nice Japanese food. And it was like this moment where we're like, we did it. Like we not only did we know a full length was going to be a lot of work, but then it was like at least 2 years more than we thought. So we ordered everything we wanted that night at Japanese. If they had boardwalk fries, Hudson, you better believe I would have had them.
Of course. That is awesome. Well, I guess a very then belated congratulations on your signing with Tooth and Nail. But I know those things take time. I actually just recently was talking to another artist who told a very similar story, not of the Japanese restaurant, but of it just takes so much time for it to go from putting pen to paper to everybody knows about it. So
yeah, and it was definitely on us. Like they were like, yeah, we'll announce you once the first single's ready, and we're like, great. If we'd have known then, we'll see you in 4 years. But so it's exciting to be sharing. It's kind of surreal because we've been living with these songs and like chipping away at them for so long until they were right, and they just weren't right until this past winter. And so it's exciting to finally be sharing with everybody. And yeah, I've got friends from high school. They're like, you signed Tooth and Nail? And I'm like, yes, this is exciting. And I have to remember that it is new,
Yeah, totally. So the first new song from the album, Loriella, which is coming out on June 28th, is Northstar. You also have a music video for it. We've added that to RadioU TV. And I feel like you guys always bring it with your music videos. Give us the story, particularly for Northstar, of the song and that music video coming together.
Yeah, really this song, like, you know, I always say like songs, like they do grow out of one moment, but then they're never just one thing. You know, like by the time you put all the work in and like layer, it's like, well, is this song about X? It's like, yeah, but it's also about all these other things that affect it. So it really sort of grew out of watching my wife, who I would have said before I couldn't respect or love her any more than I already did. Watching her do a lot of work in therapy, like on her traumas and stuff, and just watching her blossom even more. And like, wow. And it was something of her own accord. She was like, I think I got some stuff to work through that would make me even healthier. And I, at the time, was like, that's awesome. Like, it wasn't like we weren't going through anything. So it was like, great. And watching just the last, 6 or 7 years, her blossom even more. And then the way that made her stronger for us as a couple, like, when you're in a marriage, you take turns kind of being the person who needs help or doing the helping. And
Right.
so watching her go through that was super encouraging. And then that obviously made me think about a lot of ways in which we are given the gift of being able to at times lend the courage to someone they don't have, or the strength to someone they don't have, or bear a struggle with them. And watching people, when you do the work in your own life, how you're able to become more healthy and be an even better friend and family member to everyone around you. And so it kind of started there. It's about, 20 other things as well.
Yeah.
But that's where it started. And if you ask her, she'll say it's her song. But my hope is that you feel the same way too when you hear it, that it feels like it's your song,
Yeah. I like that. I like that's a very encouraging story behind that, and it feels like it adds a lot. So now I feel like I'm going to listen to the song in a whole new way after hearing that. Last thing here is the new album. It comes out on June 28th, Loriella. What do you hope people take away when they get to hear the album for the first time and then continue to go through it time after time?
Yeah, so it's not a themed record in the sense that there's like one thing, but when you look back after you make 10 songs, you can see there's a theme to your, the season of your life.
Yeah.
And so I really hope the thing people will take is like sort of like hope and joy, like after you lose your innocence, like after you are old enough to have gone through and take some real hits in life and go through some trials and struggle. I mean, our last two records were about doubt and pain. And this record is okay, after you've been through that, now what? And I'm a firm believer that like cynicism, to me, it makes sense, but it also is like kind of agreeing to die early. And so I think that there's like a new level of joy and peace and hope that can come like after you've walked through all that stuff. There's a new depth to it. And this record is sort of, it's a joyful record. It's a hopeful record. It's empowered. And after two kind of struggling, angry records, it just was the record that wanted to write itself. And I mean, I wrote these songs for myself, but I really hope that, I really feel like other people already are responding that it's for them too. And so I hope they'll take away that like encouragement, that hope, that joy, after the tragedy, after the trauma, that you can grow again, you can find life and hope and light again.
I really love that. I cannot wait for the new album. I've already listened to Northstar several times, and every time I feel like it's grown on me every time. I liked it at first, but I like it even more now. And again, after hearing the story, I feel like I'm going to like it even more. And so just can't wait to hear what else you have to come. So looking forward to it. Aaron, thanks for spending some time with us today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I hope everybody will go ahead and pre-order, pre-save Loriella, and love it when it comes out. Hopefully we'll see you on the road somewhere.
While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.